My brother's dying. He hasn't talked in years.
I'm so sorry. My wife passed away.
My dad died when I was 3.
Christ, it ain't a competition.
I think I should start sleeping at Suncoast so your brother doesn't get too lonely.
Well, that's a scene from the new movie Suncoast, a film that is set right here in our backyard of Clearwater. The film is about a young teenage girl who desperately wants to live a normal life, but can't because she and her single mom have to take care of her brother. The movie stars Hollywood heavyweights Woody Harrelson and Laura Linney and is getting a lot of buzz at film festivals.
So here to talk about the film set in a Suncoast Hospice center is CEO of Empath Health, Jonathan Fleece. Jonathan, thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me, Janelle and Java. It's a pleasure.
Of course, of course. So let's talk a little bit more about the film and the role Suncoast Hospice Center plays in it.
Sure. So it's really a coming-of-age movie about Doris in the movie, but it's really an authentic story of Laura Chen, who is the writer-director of the movie, and it's her family story. Laura's brother Max was dying of brain cancer. She was one of his primary caregivers for many years. The movie starts with him being treated by Suncoast Hospice in the home, but ultimately they did move over to the Suncoast Hospice inpatient care center at Woodside. And while the story is about Laura Chen, her mother, and her brother Max, it also happens to be set across the hall from the Terry Schiavo story. So there was just so much going on, and the movie does just a great job of, while the world was focused on what was happening on the outside of our Suncoast facility, the movie does a wonderful job of bringing the audience inside and what was going on with the families and the patients.
Yeah, and the Terry Schiavo story was such a big story, not only here locally, but across the country. And there was a debate about whether she should stay on life support or be taken off. But this movie doesn't really touch on that, right? It's more of a positive movie, correct?
Correct. This is the Laura Chen and Max story with their mother, and it's really their story to tell, but it does a wonderful job of showing how we at Empath Health and Suncoast Hospice walk alongside families and patients and their loved ones while they're going through end-of-life situations. And she's in high school, so we do a lot of work with youth at times, and unfortunately we do have youthful patients as well. So you see in the movie just that whole aspect of her losing her identity. She's losing her brother, but yet at the same time there's the high school prom, and she wants to go to prom with a date. So it does a really great job bringing the audience into the real life experience of what our families deal with every day.
Yeah. So you guys are having a premiere for the film coming up soon. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And I hear you got to bring the tissues with you into the theater. Yeah.
So we sent a team to the Sundance Film Festival to see the initial screening, and it was just phenomenal. Laura Chen's writing, directing, and certainly the acting in the movie is just tremendous. So yes, we are going to be hosting a Empath Suncoast premiere this Friday, and it also is starting to show at AMC Veterans here in Tampa beginning Friday, and then it will be streaming on Hulu starting February the 9th for America to really watch and bring in and have a conversation about end of life and what we call full life, and the tremendous experience that families can have when they reach out to organizations like Empath and Suncoast to be with them during these times.
I know, I think a lot of us, when we think of hospice care, we think of older people, but this movie really brings to light that you also serve young people, unfortunately, as well. And
we do, Janelle. So the vast majority of our end-of-life patients are adults and seniors, but we do treat all ages. We treat families, loved ones, and that whole experience around end of life. And there's just some beautiful segments of the movie to sort of show how we can become part of youth, whether it's a sibling, whether it's actually a youth patient. There's a scene in the movie where Doris is the character, but it was Laura Chen's life where she has to do her homework while she's there with her brother.
Yeah.
So we helped set up a place for that. I remember a family well that we cared for, and it was another high schooler, and her whole class wanted to honor her life as she was being cared for at home. And the class came to her house. We helped facilitate having a tree planting, and the patient was able to watch all that from her bedroom. So we're really there to bring full life to some challenging times.
Yeah, it sounds like a fascinating movie. Thank you so much.
It's wonderful.
For talking with us
Encourage
today.
your audience to go see it. It'll definitely be a conversation starter and just great, rich material.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Janelle.
us today.
Thank you, Java.
And again, the film Suncoast is out on Hulu on February 9th.
What